In the beginning of this story, a girl named Nina is shown who lives with her mom in New York City. Actually, Nina's mom used to be a dancer, and Nina is now a ballet dancer who works as a dancer in the New York City Ballet Company. And Nina's dream is to become a lead dancer one day. When Nina is going to work, she sees a girl like her in the train, but she can't see her well. After reaching her dance group, Nina finds out that the main girl of her dance group, who leads, is now going to be changed because people are bored of seeing her. Here, the leader of their group is named Thomas. He tells everyone that soon the lead dancer of the group, who is called the Swan Queen, will choose her for whom he will take auditions. And Nina now wants to become the Swan Queen. But when Nina is going after practicing, she sees that the lead dancer who has now been removed, she is breaking into her room. Obviously, she is frustrated that she has been removed from the position of the Swan Queen, i.e. the lead dancer. That's why she breaks out of there. After her departure, Nina goes to her room. Actually, it is the room where the Swan Queen is prepared. Nina also wants to get this room. That is, she became the lead dancer. That's why now she goes to audition, where she gives a very good performance. Everyone likes her performance very much. She goes to Thomas. So Thomas tells her that you have danced the White Swan. You will also have to dance the Black Swan, because it is completely opposite to that. Now Nina also dances the Black Swan here, but while dancing, her focus is removed, because of which she stumbles. That is, she made a mistake. Nina is now worried that her audition did not go well, and when she goes out, she sees a girl in the corridor who is wearing a black dress. She looks exactly like her. That is, her face is exactly like her, but her clothes are black, and on her face, there is confidence in her gait, seeing which Nina keeps looking at her. Now Nina comes home and hugs her mom and cries, because her audition went wrong, and now she wants to see where she made a mistake. That's why she starts practicing again. But this time she dances very actively, because of which her balance is disturbed, and her feet are injured. When Nina's mom looks at her feet, she sees that the nail of her toe is broken. That is, she will have to rest for a few days. But Nina clearly refuses. She says that I found out where I made a mistake. Tomorrow I will do the Black Swan dance again, so that I become the lead dancer of the group. And now the next day she goes to Thomas again, and says that I want to perform the Black Swan dance. I have found out where I made a mistake. Thomas says that it is too late now. We have chosen someone else for the Swan Queen. Her name is Veronica. Hearing this, Nina gets disappointed, and starts going from there. But Thomas stops her, and tells her that whenever you perform the White Swan dance, then you perform a very good dance, but you don't perform the Black Swan dance so well, because the Black Swan dance cannot come from performance or practice. But for that you have to leave yourself free. You have to free your soul from all shackles. I have to feel the Black Swan. Nina says that I will try my best, and after that Thomas tries to get close to her, but Nina pushes him away from there. Thomas is not upset or worried about this, but he is happy. Actually, this was a test. Any dancer should have a lot of anger to perform the Black Swan, because this is the character of the Black Swan. And now Nina passed in her last test. Thomas already knew that Nina is a very good dancer. That's why he took a test of her anger, in which she passed. The next day when Nina comes to the dance company, she sees that the Swan Queen is no one else, but she is herself, because her name is written there. Nina gets very happy to see this. She calls her mom and tells her that she has been chosen for the Swan Queen. Actually, her mom was also a dancer, but after getting pregnant she had to quit dancing, and the dream that she had ever seen for herself, that is the Swan Queen. Now she wants to fulfill that dream through her daughter. After this, Nina is taken to a party, where she is introduced in front of everyone. Everyone claps for Nina, with which Nina gets happy. She sees that her finger skin is coming out, from where the blood is coming out. She goes to the washroom and removes her skin. The next moment she realizes that her finger was fine before. She injured her finger. That means something is wrong with Nina. When she comes out of the washroom, she finds the girl who was the first Swan Queen, who has now been removed. She tells harsh words to Nina. She also tells her that you have no right to do this role, because you can't do this role. You are a weak girl, and to perform Black Swan, you need a strong personality. Surely you have compromised with Thomas to get the role of Black Swan. The role that I always got was snatched from me. Now Thomas also comes here, and he takes Nina with him and leaves. He explains to her that you don't have to pay attention to what people say. You just have to pay attention to your performance. The next day, when Nina goes for practice, she finds out that the girl who was the first Swan Queen had an accident. Everyone is very sad to hear this. That's why the rehearsal is cancelled today. After this, Thomas comes to the hospital with Nina, where Nina tells Thomas, I think whatever the condition of that girl is today, it's all because of me. Thomas explains to Nina that there is no such thing. Actually, that girl is very strong-headed. That means she is very brave, and she got her accident done on purpose, because she wants to punish herself, and because of her bravery and courage. She remained the Swan Queen for so many years. After this, Nina goes to see that girl. Her condition is is very bad. Nina comes back to her house. For the first time she sleeps with her door closed. Now the next day when Nina goes for dance practice, she works very hard. But when everyone leaves, Thomas tells Nina, "Now you dance with me." And he starts touching her in a strange way. Nina doesn't like this, and she stops in fear, after which Thomas tells her, "You still have fear inside you, and as long as you have fear inside you, you can never perform the dance of the black swan." Saying this, he leaves from there. Tears come to Nina's eyes, because she is working very hard, and now a girl who dances with him. Her name is Lily. She comes. She tells Nina, "You are a very good dancer, and you will definitely perform very well." Hearing this, Nina feels good. The next day, Nina practices dance again. She is constantly dancing, but Thomas does not tell her to stop. This makes Nina very tired, and for a moment, her arrow of patience breaks. She starts shouting at Thomas, and she says, "What do you want?" Thomas says, "I heard that you were crying yesterday. As long as you are a weak girl, till then you can never perform the dance of the black swan. Because to perform the dance of the black swan, you will have to be very strong." And Nina understands that Lily has told Thomas all this. That's why she goes to Lily and says that from now on, "You always stay away from my matter." Lily apologizes to Nina and tells her to go out with her. Nina also forgives her, and they both go to a club where Nina drinks a lot. Actually, Lily has mixed something in her drink. After this, she dances a lot. She is not conscious, and when she comes to her senses, she comes to her house, and Lily also comes to her house behind her. After coming home, these two come very close to each other. These two are intimate. When Nina wakes up in the morning, she sees that Lily is not there. Nina is surprised that the door is still closed from inside. If Lily went, where did she go? When she opens the door and goes out, her mother is sitting in front of her, who is very sad. Actually, she always stayed under her mother's supervision, but for a few days, she has started closing the door from inside. And now Nina comes again for dance practice. She sees that Lily is coming there before her. She is practicing dance. Everyone is watching her. She understands that Lily deliberately left her sleeping and came here, so that she can show her dance to everyone. After this, she says to Thomas, "I am late today, I apologize for this." Thomas says, "You do your practice." Today, Nina is very angry. She practices her dance, and after the dance is over, she goes to Lily and says, "I know you mixed something in my drink at night, because of which I slept late. If you wanted, you could have woken me up, but you didn't do that." Hearing this, Lily is completely surprised. She says, "I did go out with you at night, but after dinner, I went to my house. I didn't come to your house with you." And Nina doesn't believe her. She believes that Lily is doing this to her because she wants to take her place. That means she herself wants to become the Swan Queen. And now when Nina is practicing, she sees that Lily and Thomas are pointing at each other. She thinks that Lily will soon take her place. That's why when she has to perform the final, she performs with a lot of energy. Now she doesn't want to make any mistake because she doesn't want to lose the position of the lead dancer. She performs very well, which everyone appreciates. Thomas is also very happy with her performance. After this, he is sent to the tailor for the dress of the black swan, and when she is being measured, then Lily also comes there. Nina seeing Lily, she asks her, "Why did you come here?" Lily tells that I have also come here to get the dress of the Swan Queen made because I am your alternative. If for some reason you couldn't perform, then I will perform for you. Hearing this, she gets worried and goes to Thomas, says that she always wants to take my role. She wants to take my position. I don't want her to be my alternative. Thomas says to Nina that every person in the world wants to become the Swan Queen, but you have to save your position from your hard work. You should think about your performance, not about the world. If you do well, then no one can take your position. Hearing this, Nina feels very good. After this, she works even harder. She keeps practicing all day, gradually one by one. Everyone leaves, and now it is night. Nina is practicing alone. And then the lights go off. She sees that Thomas and Lily are getting intimate with each other, which makes her very worried. She thinks that Thomas is cheating her. On one hand, he motivates her, and on the other hand, he is with Lily, which Thomas has made her his substitute, and getting worried. She goes to the girl in the hospital who was the first Swan Queen. She says to her that I understand your pain. Seeing her, she starts hurting herself. Seeing this, Nina runs away from there. Now Nina has strange visions. She gets very worried and becomes unconscious at home. When she regains consciousness, her mom is in front of her. Mom says, "Stay at home today, because you are not well." But Nina remembers that today her black swan, which means the performance of the Swan Queen. That's why she starts leaving the house. But her mom says that you have completely changed. You should stay at home. Nina doesn't listen to her mom and goes to the dance company. After reaching there, she sees that Thomas has made Lily ready for the black swan dance. Seeing this, she gets very angry. She goes to her room and herself starts getting ready for the same dance. When Thomas sees, he doesn't stop her because he is angry inside. And Thomas, for the black swan dance, always wanted to see her angry who has no fear inside. And now the dance performance begins, where Nina first performs the White Swan dance. She is performing very well, but in her heart and her mind, there is still this insecurity that Lily can perform the Black Swan dance. Thomas will replace her, and because of this, her concentration breaks. She falls on the stage, but she takes care of herself and stands up again, and performs the whole dance, and comes out. Nina is very unhappy with herself. Thomas is also there. She says to Thomas that I am not at fault in this. I fell on the stage because of someone else, but now the performance of the Black Swan is also going to happen. That's why she goes to her green room, where she sees that Lily has worn the Black Swan dress and she is doing makeup. She says to Nina that you did not do the performance of the White Swan. Well, so, what will you do about the Black Swan? I will give the performance of the Black Swan. Hearing this, Nina gets angry and attacks her, with which the glass breaks. She attacks her with the same piece of glass. Lily has died here. After this, Nina hides Lily's body in the bathroom, and now her eyes start to change. She has become a Black Swan completely. She has no fear inside. She has anger in her eyes, and she goes to perform with this anger and fearlessness, where everyone likes her performance, everyone stands up and claps for her. Thomas is also very happy with her performance. And now, Nina comes back to her green room, where she sees that blood is coming out of the washroom. She presses it with a cloth, and then her door is knocked. When she opens the door, Lily is outside. She is completely surprised to see Lily, and then she feels the pain in her stomach. She sees that she has hurt herself with a piece of glass. She takes out that piece of glass. After that, Thomas comes to her. He sees that blood is coming out of her body. He tells Nina that you have performed a very good dance. It will be remembered in history. Nina tells Thomas that now I can call myself a perfect dancer. Thomas tells her to call the ambulance. Actually, Nina's story is the story of such people who can go to any extent to achieve their target. They do not feel right or wrong on this path, as Nina did in her life. She wanted to become a swan queen from the beginning, for which people could go to any extent. Whatever was happening to her, she was hallucinating. That is, she was only seeing her. In the end of the story, she harmed Lily because she felt that Lily wanted to snatch her position. That is the position of the Black Swan. That's why she attacked her. But there was nothing like that in her real life. It was her own fear that was in her heart. That's why she didn't actually hurt Lily but hurt herself. That what she had been waiting for so long to get before reaching that destination. Her performance of the White Swan was not so good. That's why she punished herself. Nina always saw Lily in her visions, because she knew that she was her competitor. She was afraid for her. That's why she always hallucinated her. In the beginning of the story, Nina also saw a girl like her in the train. Actually, she didn't see her reflection, but she saw someone else, in which she was looking for herself. That what she was in her life until then. She wanted to become something else from it also. It is shown here. Whenever Nina loses her concentration, whenever there is fear in her heart or she gets distracted, she loses her performance, she loses her concentration. But when she left herself completely free in the end, then she performed the performance of the Black Swan very well. We can also learn from this. Whenever we have to perform, then we should leave ourselves, not that in our mind some kind of fear in the heart, or some kind of insecurity should be kept. By doing this, our performance, our test will always be bad. Although, Nina got everything, but maybe in the end she dies. So, in everything you should find perfection. You should chase everything to the extent that you can enjoy it, because then there is a meaning to get something. So this was the whole story of the film Black Swan. We hope you liked this story. Are you mesmerized by the haunting beauty of Black Swan, or the psychotic storm of Nina? Then like and share, and don't miss our next exploration into the shadows of human psychology, and share your insights on the duality of human nature in the comments.